Wait a minute. I think I lost Nick. Anyway, hold on. Yeah, I think I lost Nick on the. Sounds like his internet crapped. Um, Let me pull this up. Mm-hmm. Technical difficulties all over. Okay, there we are. I can see everybody again. So it sounds like Nick is having a computer issue. I think he's going to reboot and I'll try to get him back in here. But for now, I guess I'm going to have to go solo. So you guys are going to have to help me out. So if there's anything you want to talk about, go ahead and get some questions in. We'll kind of shoot the breeze a little bit till Nick can decide whether or not he's going to get back on. Man, it's been a tough row for us. We had audios with Jake Blaster on Friday night, last night. Just been a technical disaster, but we will press on here. Nope. Yeah, Jake, no push. This is much better. Why do you want me to take my hat off? I have hair. Don't worry, I'm not bald. So Nick's restarting his computer. We'll see if I can get him in here. I might have to start another Zoom meeting. What you guys want? Samantha is the Jamie Lloyd of Scream. That's good, Gary. So yeah, I went back and watched Scream 5. A lot of the fandom was kind of divided on the new cast versus the legacy cast. I know a lot of people were a little bit worried that Samantha was going to replace Nev as the face of the franchise. And just watching back Scream 5 myself, I just have to say she did an amazing job. Think about the role she's trying to do. She's Billy Loomis's daughter. She's got a little psychotic in her, and she's trying to balance, fight within herself the battle between, the homicidal maniac and the good girl who just, wants to do right by her family, protect her sister, you know. And I think that's an interesting kind of avenue that they've gone with this Scream. And quite frankly, I know a lot of people have a hard time accepting that, you may not need Sydney Prescott. It might be best for her to go off and, live her life and be safe. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Allie says Sam is one of her favorite characters. Jake, can you hop on? Are you available? I thought you had to work tonight. Otherwise, why aren't you here anyway? Um, oh, you guys can't hear me? Oh, you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me, Blake. All right, I'm gonna see if I can at least get Jake on here. This shit is very difficult with the. Blake says, Bud, when it comes to these leaks, I think we are the victim of the times. Hear me out. Back in the day, we maybe saw a trailer once or twice. So actually, leaks first. The leak thing actually started with Scream 2. They had the entire script leak. They tried to turn it around quick off of the success of the first Scream, so they were like rushed into production. And somehow, the entire script of Scream 2 leaked onto the internet. And I know back then the internet, we have billions of users on the internet. I think probably back in 1997, they probably only have not maybe a couple million at the most, but yeah. So leaks. I think they had leaks for Scream 3. I'm not sure they had many for 4, but leaks are nothing new. And he's right. Yeah, Blake says the original Friday the 13th trailer showed everybody dying. Didn't that Halloween trailer kind of show shit like that too? So I'm creating a new Zoom so I can get some people in here. Let me bear with me just a second. Copy invite link. Then I gotta do an email. Let's not do it on that. Gotta create. This is pretty stressful. Get Jake Blaster. Zoom link. Paste. Alright, hopefully I can get one or both of these guys in here pretty quick. So what do we got here? Hey Jen, thanks for tuning, coming back over with us. Yeah, Blake, we have access to every trailer and can break it down. Plus, we have access to TV spots too. That's something we otherwise wouldn't have had back in the day, unless you're a real loser and recorded all these things when you saw them on the VCR. But maybe not. When I wanted to talk, there was another Scream kind of TV spot that came out today. There's Nick Push. So let me see if I can get him back on here. Hold on. Let me pull that back up. Window capture, Zoom meeting. Well, that didn't work out. I can hear you. So I see Nick is on here. That's Jake. Oh, you guys are both here. Nick, how is everything okay now? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. I'm live. No, don't leave. Don't leave. You guys, we can hear you in audio. I'm gonna get you up in here video. I gotta do some. I have to do the magic here. Yeah. So, oh, yeah, Blake, give me a second. I gotta get everybody up here. You can hear them. I don't mean to be condescending, but this is stressful shit. Okay, well, you're on the Wi-Fi. Okay. Well, let me get Jake up here. Hold on.
This will be like a part 2
because we did. Everybody get a little look behind the screen here. There we go. Zoom meeting. What the fuck? Did I lose both of you? Okay, there you are. What in the fuck is this? So, I wish everybody could see Jake here, because he's like...
on the stream.
What a fucking nightmare this is. We're a bunch of There he is. Look how big you are.
This is like when they watched Halloween Ends for the first time in the test screening. This is what they were saying. What a piece of shit we got here. This is a disaster.
There's Jake Blaster, everybody. But man, they made this screen so big.
Yeah, you don't have to make.
All right, listen. I'm deleting this stream as soon as we're done. We'll look like a bunch of.
I can't see it. I can't see the stream because I'm in the Zoom meeting, so I can't see the stream.
There's Jake Blaster. There he is.
How am I looking? Good?
Oh, dapper. What are you doing tonight? You going on a date?
I'm going to work. I'm sitting in my car waiting to go into work, and I had a few minutes to hop on to kind of rescue you guys. But it sounds like Push didn't pay the bill, and so I wanted to hop on. And I didn't want you to be by yourself, man. I know how tough it is to do a live stream by yourself, and I wanted to hop on.
Such a shit show. Dude, there he is.
There's dapper.
Who? You.
So we've had a tough couple of days here with the technical
Yeah.
stuff. I would say
That's,
we'll get it straightened out before Fancy Talk on Tuesday for sure.
God, this I don't know why this brought this. Here, let me just do this. Transform.
Well, make me as small as possible because nobody wants to see my ugly face.
There. Look, I'm on there twice. God, we're such morons. It's embarrassing.
Well, this is all Push's fault. Let's just be honest. I mean,
Why is it doing this?
I don't know.
There.
Can I do it to help?
There. God, there's let's put it on there. Alright, everybody. God, this is embarrassing. Alright, so let's go back to the chat.
Hey, it happens.
Alright, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen from Blake. This is a classic. Guys, go hit the like button real quick.
Bud, you know what? This will go on.
Ronnie
this will
says
go on.
no.
Wow.
And
You got to keep this because this will go on like a Follys Reel. We got to do like a Follys Reel, and this will be right on there.
Yeah. Jen's getting dizzy. Okay, I think we got it now. All right, so what were we talking about?
We were talking about Scream. Basically, before you guys cut out, we were talking about Scream without Nev Campbell.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's been proven that Scream can continue without any of the legacy characters, to be honest.
But we're still gonna have Gail. I mean, we still have Gail.
Well, I was talking about watching Scream 5 earlier, and just Gail, her part was a little watered down. Like it didn't feel like the Gail Weathers that we've known from the prior movies. So
I think we're going to get more of her in this movie. I really do. I think she could possibly be one of the killers. Now, I'm not spoiling anything because I don't know who the killers are, but I'm thinking that she could possibly be, but she'll definitely have a bigger role in this movie for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Scott's good without Nev Campbell. Gary thinks Nev will be back in Scream 7.
And we talked about that last night, possibly.
Yeah, it may be tough with the negotiations. We'll see. Like I said, she may have lost a little bit of her leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen Werner says she thinks Scream can continue without Sydney. She says Sydney's story ended with 3. Yeah, and watching Scream 4, she was okay in that.
Yeah.
It did feel, Scream 4's Sydney Prescott did feel a little watered down.
I think she was a little watered down in 5 too, to be honest with you. I don't think
she was barely in it.
So
I have Scream 5 currently up on the TV, and it has the scene where Deputy Judy. What do you guys think of Deputy Judy as a character? Were you sad at all to see her go in Scream 5?
No. I knew she was on or what?
Blake says me or Nick may have clicked one of those MILF in your area links. That's possible. That's entirely possible. I'll tell you what it is I have a Mac, and running OBS on these Macs is no easy task sometimes.
Yeah, OBS seems to work better with a Windows machine for sure.
Yeah, Nick, you should go down to like Starbucks or something with your laptop and try to get back on here.
Nick, go knock on your neighbor's door and tell him that you have an emergency, that you're a YouTuber and you need to borrow his internet.
Yeah, Gary brings up a good point about the Scream will be fine. In the 80s, he's right. Hardly any final girl from Friday the 13th carried on to a sequel. That's true. They always came up with a new... That's kind of what I want Halloween to do, is come up with some new, fresh... Every time, new characters for Michael Myers to kill. That's what I want Halloween to do.
Well, and Gary's right. Halloween became so dependent on Laurie's character. That's why I said without Nev, and I brought this point up last night, I kind of wish they would have not had Nev in Scream 5 and in Scream 6, and they could have built to an ending with her in Scream 7 if they wanted to. Yeah. But, you definitely get fatigue after seeing these same characters over and over doing the same things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Scream 6 will be different. I think they'll change it up somehow. I'm not sure how, but... I think they've alluded to it, like we said last night, that they're going to try to break some new ground with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Allie says she didn't want Judy to die, especially trying to save her son. Yeah, I mean both of them killed. That's pretty brutal.
But I like the stab thing that you have up there. I just realized that. I like that.
You know who gave that to me?
Who?
Josh the horror guy sent that to me. He has a
I
friend
like
that
that a lot.
has a 3D printer, and he made that and sent that to me.
I got to get Josh the horror guy to send me one of those. I'd like to put that in
Yeah.
on my background. Yeah.
Yeah, Jen says killing off Wes was a mistake. Yeah, he was a character. He had some potential. He seemed like a good kid.
Now he died in Scream 4, correct? He died in Scream 4.
No, he died in Scream 5. He's Deputy Judy's son.
Oh, that happened in Scream 5?
Yeah, that was in Scream 5, where she's going to get the takeout, and he's going to take the shower, and then Ghostface calls her and says, "Hey."
I thought that was Scream 4. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No,
Right.
no. Deputy Judy was in Scream 4, but she was kind
She
of
was. That's right. Okay. I get you. Yeah. You're right. Okay.
like
I'm getting my.
in Scream 4, they kind of had her as kind of a red herring, I want to say, because she had some high school history with Sydney. They'd gone to high school. Sydney didn't remember her, so, and she was kind of a little bit strange, and they kind of teased a little love triangle, I guess, with Judy, Gail, just subtly, not
Right.
full, but yeah, Jake is working for the mob. He's the hammer guy.
I can't tell anybody what I'm doing because it is illegal. It definitely is illegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like we're getting into the home stretch here, buddy. You getting excited to go see this movie?
Yeah, I'm ready to get it over with, man. It's I've been excited for it, and I'm glad time is moving by quickly. And
Yeah.
it'll be here in a little less than 3 weeks. It'll be here. They should have Tara and Sam's mom in Scream 7. Yeah, they mentioned her by name in the opening scene in Scream 5. I can't remember what her name is, but when the Ghostface calls her, he calls looking for, mentions her by name. So we know her name. We know she was out of town on business. So yeah, that's definitely an avenue.
You know, one theory that I had.
Yeah.
You know, one theory that I had about Scream 6, and I don't. I'm not. Again, it's not a spoiler. This is a theory of mine, and I have no basis for it. But everybody's talking about Stu coming back or wanting Stu to come back,
and Carpenter, that's her name. Yeah.
And I do agree that Stu's character would be dead. It would be hard to bring him back. But what if Stu had a brother? Because Stu was kind of, Billy was the leader, and Stu was just kind of the idiot follower friend. You know what I mean? Whereas, let's say Stu's brother is a little bit more, what if Stu had a brother and he comes back in Scream 6? Yeah, well, not like Stu having a son, because then it would be too kind of on the nose. But somebody related to Stu.
Yeah, I believe Stu. They mentioned a sister named Leslie Mocker. Yeah, Jen Werner. So
so he has a sister.
That's certainly a possibility. We know her son Vince was kind of the scumbag guy that was kind of stalking what's her name on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that whole little plot thread was a little weird, and I don't know that they'll pay it off, but they certainly, that's something they have in the well that they could go back to with, Leslie Mocker being pissed that she lost her brother and her son. Due to this Ghostface bullshit. So
yeah, I was gonna say, but somebody related to.
Yeah, Gary says Vince was wasted in a 5. I agree. Like, it just seemed like maybe they had something, and then a lot of stuff hit the cutting room floor, perhaps. But he was there, set up as kind of a red herring, and then 10 minutes later, he's killed off. And a pretty unmemorable death, I thought. So yeah, let's see. Scott, I wonder what the opening is going to be for Scream 6.
Who's going to get killed or who's going to get attacked?
I don't know. They put up that Guess Who board that shows.
What if they had the ball? Well, it's not going to be Gail because we've seen Gail on the trail.
No, I don't think it's going to be Gail. It has 13 people that they want to throw in the pool as either victims or suspects.
Yeah.
And there's two of them. The character of Jason, and I think her name is Laura. She's played by Tamara Weaving. She was in Ready or Not. She's worked with the filmmakers before in that movie. If you haven't seen Ready or Not, I think that was their first movie. You should go check that out. It's very tonally wise. It's very similar to Scream.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah.
I'm thinking Samara Weaving could be a contender for the opening kill for sure.
Yeah.
When you look at some of the other stuff, you don't really see her around.
Who was the opening kill for?
They have the big group of people that are going into the shrine. She's certainly not there. Some of the other stuff and
who was the opening kill of Scream 4?
Scream 4, they kind of did that thing where you're watching the opening kills of Stab. I think it was 4 or 5, and then it was like a couple of fake outs, and then the real victims, which were Marnie the Carney, and I can't remember the other girl's name. Yeah, I think it's some Samara Weaving. I don't know how you pronounce it, but
Samara Weaving.
I agree. Scream 4 has the weakest opening kills thus far. Even though Scream 5 really didn't have an opening kill, it would kind of strayed from the formula a little bit, and you had the opening kill victim actually survive. So yeah, I've seen that name McKenzie over some of the posters where they talk about the McKenzie family being killed. It's alluded to on some of the marketing. So I don't know how big of a deal she could be a McKenzie. That's a good point.
Well, the one thing I liked about Scream 4 is I liked Emma Roberts' character, and I liked her motivation. Scream 4 was pretty dark. It was a little bit darker than the other ones. And I know last night you said you think this one's going to have even a darker tone than Scream 5.
Well, it's going to be definitely the most violent, I would say. It sounds like it's going to be the most. I mean, if you can even say that about movies such as this, but it'll probably be the most gory and brutal. Yeah, me and Gary talked about a lot and recently we talked about how much he liked Jill Roberts as a character, and he's really disappointed that they didn't have her survive and kind of continue that thread on. It would have been a nice little twist to the Scream franchises to have her go to college or something, and have her be a target with a ghost face that knows her secret that she was the killer. That was definitely something that was lost that we sadly can't get back.
And that's something that I want to see in this movie. I want to see them kind of stray away from the original, or what the every movie so far. Give us something different. Like, give us a ghost face. There's got to be a twist in there that really is we don't see coming. You know what I mean? That's what I think. So I'm hoping that they just give us something a little bit different.
Well, I think one thing we know that the motive has not leaked. I'm not speaking out of my ass here. But one thought of the people have kind of discounted that there would be a stab related motive this time. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping we'll get some kind of fresh motive that we've never seen before. Oh. That doesn't have to do with movies or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how meta Scream 6 is going to be.
I don't think it's going to be. I think this is going to be very dark.
That is a good point, Jen Werner. Liv is a McKenzie. Her name is Liv McKenzie. She was Chad's main squeeze. Ended up getting shot in the head by Amber, leading into the final act.
Mm-hmm.
That name has been sprinkled all over. When they show like the Times Square and they show like all the news billboards, the news tickers, they allude to the McKenzie family being murdered. So that's very cool.
And that's from the first. Is that the same family from the first movie?
Yeah, they said, "Hey, go down to the McKenzies." Yeah,
right, and that was a nod to Halloween too.
So it could be speculated that Liv McKenzie has ties back to the original Scream, like her family. was in the area, she probably wasn't born. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's another rumor, Gary, that Liv is supposedly related to Samara Weaving. Um, there was some speculation early on that the detective that Dermot Mulroney plays might be Liv's father. There was some speculation on that. Don't know that that's true. So yeah, there's a motive. Nick Push says motive. Guy asked friend to be on a live stream. Live stream crashes and now he's stuck with Blaster. That's a good motive.
I mean, it's an
I could
upgrade.
see that totally
Upgrade.
happening.
Bud basically upgraded is what he did. You know, he started the
Yeah.
night out with Spam, and he's ending the night with Filet Mignon. Yeah, that's the
I
way that I
tried
would.
tip last night. I tried tip last night and then filet mignon tonight.
You had a tip last night?
Try tip.
Just the whole tip,
It's,
or
it's a cut of beef. I'm just yeah. Anyway. So, is anybody have any other big revelations they think could happen in Scream 6? I'm all ears. Like, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Yeah, Blake, thank you for mentioning that I hit the nail on the head. I did a video. I ended up going back and putting a spoiler warning. So if you're trying to be fresh, don't go watch it. Watch it after. Um,
what?
don't
Bud,
go.
you nailed it on the head. You predicted something here.
Well, in this particular video, God, I don't want. I didn't even want to mention this.
Well, if it's spoiler, don't mention it. You
Gary,
know what I mean?
yes. Well, that's a good one. Well, Jenna Ortega survived Scream 6. She looks to be in a precarious situation in a particular shot in that trailer where she's kind of hanging off the
They might be
balcony
grooming
there.
her over the franchise, like continue it on and not without not have Nev there. They might be doing a pass the baton thing to Jenna Ortega. You know?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe she's priced. Maybe they're like, oh, we got to kill her off because we can't afford her now for Scream 7 because she's such a huge star now. Because Wednesday was like a star turning role for her.
Do you think it'll cost them
So
more to get her than it will to get Nev?
that's possible. Yeah, if they want to keep her around, unless they already have her locked in, which could be possible. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
a. I wonder about the twins too. About their how much danger are they in? How many of these new characters are they gonna bring
Wouldn't it
forward?
be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if they found another tape that Randy made, like a lost tape that Randy made
Well, there'd have to
about?
be some amazing CGI involved in that.
Well, they did that with Billy. You
Yeah,
know.
they did, but it was not amazing CGI.
Well,
I think it was more makeup than CGI. Thankfully, for Skeet Ulrich, he still looks good for his age. So,
yeah.
wait a minute. They didn't realize Ortega would blow up the way she did. It's a big problem for them unless they have him locked in for a three. Already have him
Yeah,
locked
let's
in
say
for
like a
3 year,
two-picture deal or a
three
three-picture
picture
deal.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I'm going back to the Meeks twins. I want to do a parallel here, as we know in Scream 2, Randy, who is their uncle, he was killed off in Scream 2. That was kind of a surprising moment. I don't think anybody. If you watch Scream 2, do you remember the first time you expected Randy would die? No way. So
Yeah, I
I'm
was surprised
wondering
when
if there could be a parallel here. This would be the second movie for the new cast. Do you think they're going to kill off one or both of the Meeks twins?
possible. I think so.
Do you think they're going to? Do you think both of them or just one of them?
I'd say maybe one of them, and then one of them lives into Scream 7.
All right. So let me ask you this: of the two, who do you think would be best to carry on and say a Scream 7?
The sister.
You think the sister because she knows all the rules, right? She's kind of the rules
Yeah.
person now.
Yeah. Yeah. She's most like Randy.
Well, I mean, they could pull the video thing. Like they could have her mother bring the video that she sent her, and maybe Scream 7 if she's killed off to explain the new rules of a Part 7 in a franchise. Yep. Scott says they need to get Heather Matarazzo back. She plays the twins' mother, Martha Meeks, for Scream 7. Yeah, I don't know if is she in this one. I haven't really heard.
I haven't looked at the whole cast
Yeah,
to see actually yet.
like she's never really had a big role in the franchise, so maybe it would be cool to give her a little bit more. Jen Weaver agrees. Mindy should definitely live. Gary,
Yeah.
does Kirby survive this movie? I think
No.
I think
No.
she does.
No, because she should have been dead after in Scream 4. She's not surviving this. No way. I don't think so.
I don't know. So I think they'll kill off one of either her or Gail. I don't know that they'll kill both. But
I think so.
if I had to choose, I think Kirby. You know, if she has a strong performance in this, and it sounds like they said the filmmakers did an interview and they said she's amazing in this. So I know
So
a
she's
lot of
gonna have.
people like
Sounds like she's
Kirby,
a big
so
role then.
I don't know that they would go there. Like I don't know. I just feel like
Well,
Kirby's safe in this.
they're gonna need an impactful death, either Gail or Kirby. One of the two, I think, is gonna have to go.
An impactful would certainly be Gail. I mean, you know,
And then you have Sydney be the only one
I
left.
don't know that Kirby's death would be impactful again because we thought she was dead in Scream 4. So I don't
That's a
know.
good point. That's a fair
I
point.
don't know. There's a lot of things to consider. Like I really don't know who all is dying in this. To be honest with you, like I don't know if they're gonna do any Roman Bridger type fake outs. What they're gonna do here. Um, but it sounds like the death count is gonna be high. So and if it is, and they have 13 people on the Guess Who board, I think that puts a lot of, uh, for sure the twins. For
All right, bud.
sure.
I gotta run. I gotta run.
Yeah,
So carry this thing home. All right.
I will. All right,
All
man.
right,
Thanks
man.
for getting on. Let me get this
No problem, buddy.
fixed,
Thanks,
and
everybody.
I'll go a little bit longer by myself here. This is hard. I've never been on a live stream solo. This is a first for me. But let me get me put myself in the center of this thing. All right, so let's get back to it here. Allie says Gail's death would be more. You think Gail's death would be more impactful than Kirby's? I think it would. I mean, Gail's been along the ride for every movie. She's the only legacy character that's will have been in every movie, assuming they don't have a big Sidney Prescott cameo planned for this, which is always possible. Let me see here. Blake, what if a ghost face is killed in the opening scene? That would be something different for sure. Where you find out one of the characters. I don't know if they'll go there. Yeah, I think Tara's death would be impactful too for the audience for Sam. That's a good point. Um, yeah, Scott. It sounds like maybe they gave Courtney Cox a producing credit to get her back to get that one sealed. I wonder if they offered that to Nev too. Allie, who is the Loomis of Scream? Oh, Gail is the Loomis of Scream. Although she doesn't really have any fancy talk, she's pretty brash and abrasive a little bit. Gail has more lives than a cat, according to Cotton in Scream 2. Yeah, seems like she's been shot in. I don't think she was shot in Scream 3, but she was shot, or maybe not even Scream 1. She was in a wrecked a van and got kicked around a little bit. So yeah, Scream for Gail has been. She's gone through a lot. Nick, you owe me more than a beer. We'll just. You owe me more than that. All right. So. All right. Does anybody have anything in closing? I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been a clusterfuck, but thanks to you guys and Jake Blaster, we've turned it around. Bud, who do you think is the secret cameo Rumor has it could be Heather Langenkamp. I've heard that, and I'm thinking Billy Loomis via visions from Sam could be a possibility. I know a lot of people are wondering if it's Stu. It seems like Stu needs some kind of reintroduction into this. Another theory I was planning on putting out. I'm not going to do any more theories, but I'll just float it here, and it regarded it had to do with Stu. We talked about Leslie Mocker earlier and her son Vince. As we know, Sam is Billy's daughter. And after the events of Scream 5, it seems pretty likely that the whole world is might know Sam's secret. It could be public knowledge. And I was thinking maybe for one of the theories that it could be like some people that are pissed off that Billy Loomis gets all the credit for those murders in Scream, for setting this whole Ghostface thing off. And it could be some either like Stu fans or some family members, what have you, that are doing all these new killings to target Samantha and Tara to get back at Billy for getting all the credit for, Stu was a big part of that too. So, I mean, that might have been an interesting theory. That was going to be kind of the end of my theory series, but I think I'm going to stop while I'm ahead on that. So, what do you guys think? Would you buy into a Stu fan club or some family members trying to enact revenge against Billy Loomis for getting all the credit? What do you guys think of that? What did I miss? Allie says, don't be too hard on yourself. It all worked out. Yeah, but it was still ugly. Emma Roberts could be the cameo. That's a good one. Maybe Emma Roberts. Maybe Kirby has visions of Jill. That might be a good one. Gary likes that theory about Stu getting some credit. I don't know, Jen, about Stu returning. It would have been nice if maybe his nephew Vince there had visions of Stu, and we could have had a Samantha versus Vince face off at some point in this franchise. What else did I miss here? Well, I think that's all I have for tonight. Just want to plug, we're going to do Fancy Talk on Tuesday night this week. We're doing it hopefully it's supposed to be on Nick Push's channel. We're going to do our top 10 SNL cast member movies. So any Saturday Night Live cast member that's ever starred in a movie, starring movies, not... So you just pick your top 10 from every Saturday Night Live alumni they've ever made a movie. Your top 10 favorites of those. Sure to be a nice long list to choose from. So get your list ready for Tuesday night. Jen says they built a set to be Kirby's house. I had not heard that. So you're alluding to a possible flashback? That would be interesting to kind of find out what happened with Kirby after she was stabbed. They kind of do have some loose ends that they need to tie up due to the fact that when Jill was in the hospital and Deputy Dewey or Sheriff Dewey was there and told her that Sid was touch and go, but he didn't mention anything about her best friend Kirby. So they do have kind of some loose ends to tie up, and I hope we find out what happened. Yeah, there's a lot of Adam Sandler movies that would be in the list for possibilities, but there are others. I want to tell you that Michael McKean, if you know who he is, he was in Saturday Night Live, and he has a movie that he was in that's for sure going to be on my list. So Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, Nick Push. You we gave us a good, 3 minutes of intriguing streaming. But all right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and putting up with our technical difficulties, switching between channels. But we did. Allie's right. We got it done. We got 40 minutes of good stuff here. I think we had a good discussion. I'm sure we'll have some more discussions before the movie comes out. But yeah, man, if you're trying to avoid spoilers, be aware they're out there. Any day there could be more. But between the three of us, we're gonna keep it all spoiler free from here on out. So don't be afraid to tune in. We want to make sure that if you're trying to see this thing free and clear with no ideas about what's coming, don't want to ruin that for you. But I want to thank everybody, and we'll see you